Hello, SquirrelTribe 2.0. Happy hump day, my dudes. It is Wednesday. I hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday. I would like to first start this video off with, the elephant in the room, the fact that I've gone hippie today and I dried my hair. At least it's not dirty anymore, but I don't know what to do with it. So it's just like here, and then I've got all this gray stuff here, which I'm absolutely loving. But anyway, I look like a hippie. It's fine. Also, I don't want to put makeup on. I don't want to put on the Il Maquillage, whatever it's called. I didn't want to put on the CC cream. I didn't want to put anything. I just wanted a hint of a powder, right? Well, if you were looking at my face, you can tell that that hint of a powder seems to be too dark compared to my neck, because what I normally use is lighter than this one, but I think my kid stole it, so I had to use this. This is, what is this? Creamy Natural. It's not that dark, but when I put it on my face, it looks like I'm trying to fake tan something. So then I tried to like even it out with this multicolored pressed powder. Sure, why not? And then I put on some mascara. So today is technically I have on the Physicians Formula Mineral Face Powder in the Creamy Natural, although it don't look too natural, I don't think, compared to my neck. And then a little bit of the Physicians Formula Multicolored Pressed Powder. Somebody asked me a couple days ago what I've been doing differently for my skin. And what I've been doing differently is some days putting nothing on, some days using makeup, but I've been making sure every day I put on some sort of lotion or whatnot. So there's that. I've been using Clinique lotions and things like that. Okay, so let me tell you what happened yesterday. I went to get my nails done. Side note, here's the new color. It matches my toes, which you can't see because I can't get my leg up that high. I'm 42 and not in shape, so yeah, good luck with that. I went to get my nails done yesterday, and I'm sitting there, and okay, let me do a little, showing you where things are. So I'm at the table here. My lady's here, there's a table here, I'm right here. Over my right shoulder, there's another table here with the nail technician. Her name is Giselle, and another lady on the other side of her who's getting her nails done. And they're talking about all kinds of random stuff, right? And I'm not eavesdropping, y'all, but it's really impossible not to hear people's conversations around you, right? Like, especially when you're getting your nails done, everybody's having conversations, and I'm a little nosy, but I wasn't eavesdropping. They were talking loud enough for me to hear from there to here, right? So I'm listening, and this lady's phone rings, and she answers her phone, and I can hear a young girl on the other end, right? She puts her on speakerphone because the girl was saying something, and the mom's like, hold on, put her on speakerphone. So this girl calls her mom, and she's like, I was out walking. She said the dog's name. I don't remember the dog's name, some dog. She's like, I'm walking the dog, and this black car like goes past me like real slowly, and then they turn around and like sit there while I'm walking towards it. They just kind of sit there. They didn't like pull off to the side or do anything like that. They're just sitting in the road. She's like, so I felt a little weird, so I turned around and went the other way, and then they started following me. She's like, so then I turned, I don't remember if she said turn right or left or whatever, but she said the black car went past her, turned around and came back towards her again. And they did it like 3 or 4 different times. So then of course, she's terrified at this point because she's a girl out by herself walking her dog. It's maybe 2:30 in the afternoon. I got my nails done at 2. I was there for about an hour. So maybe 2:30 in the afternoon. And the area that we're in Okaloosa County, the area we are in, doesn't feel unsafe. Like nothing around here feels unsafe, but there are areas outside of where we are that definitely have more of the police activity, if you will. Drugs and prostitution and, police chases and shootings, just like honestly every city has. I don't think any city is exempt from, look, I've been trying to remember the word exempt for probably a month every time I say something, and I'm so proud of myself, randomly just remembered it. Way to go, brain. So no city is exempt from, all the BS that happens around the world. So the girl's on the phone with her mom, and I can hear her voice shaking. And as the mother of a 14-year-old daughter who goes outside to walk our dog sometime, my heart rate is picking up with the mom's, I'm sure. And the mom is like, okay, well, do you know what kind of car it was? And the girl's like, it's a black car, 4-door, blah, blah, blah. And the mom was like, did they stop? Did anybody get out? Did they roll down any windows? And she's like, no, it was a black car. The windows are really tinted, but they were like circling me. She goes, and it's making me feel really uncomfortable. And so then the mom was like, well, are you home? And the girl said, yeah, I cut through block so-and-so. I don't know if she said a yard or a side street, but she's like, I cut through and I'm at home now. And the mom was like, okay, well, you need to lock all of the doors, make sure that everything is locked. No windows are open, no doors are open. You need to go get your pepper spray. And then she says, and if you see that car again, you immediately call 911. And the girl was like, well, it's not like an emergency though. And the mom, thinking like I am, goes, well, it could be. I mean, if you see them again, that is a potential for an emergency. So she's like, you need to call 911. And if they say, is it an emergency? You can say no, but this is what's happening. That way they can like transfer it to a patrol car that's close by that can make the rounds or whatever, but without it being like a 911, like an abduction or whatever else. Although anything's possible, right? So the girl's like, okay, she goes, I'm scared, you know, and I don't really know what to do. And, you know, it would have been fine, but the fact they circled so many times and kept coming back and forth, and it was just me on the road, there's no reason for them to go back and forth. And then the mom was like, okay, well, you know, just be safe and make sure you have your stuff, your pepper spray, make sure you're paying attention, keep the doors locked, keep an eye outside, you know, don't open blinds or anything, but keep an eye on what's going on. And the mom's like, okay, so I'm going to go now. I'm going to put the phone down so I can finish my nails. And so the girl's like, okay. So she hangs up. Now, it turns out the girl's 20 years old. She's not a child. Like I'm thinking, because when you hear somebody who's scared, it's very hard to tell how old they are because their voice does that like shaky thing and goes a little high pitched, you know what I mean? So I thought maybe she was along the lines of the age of my daughter, because at 2:30, that's about 30 minutes after a high school should get out. So I'm thinking maybe she's 15 to 18, right? She got home from school, went to walk the dog. Well, turns out she's 20 years old, which doesn't change anything. She's still this lady's kid, you know, she's still her baby. At 20 years old or 30 or 60, it doesn't really matter. If you're scared, right? And so the lady hangs up with her. And she was saying that there's a ton of construction going on in our county. They're redoing one of the main bridges. Actually, they're redoing the toll bridge. They're redoing another bridge over in Fort Walton. They're putting in some roundabouts in Old Destin. They are redoing like what's it called in the middle? The median, haha, it was close. They're redoing the median and adding like a bunch of trees and flowers and bushes to like make it prettier over in front of Walmart, because that's where you need the pretty stuff to be, I guess, is in front of Walmart. So they're doing all these things around where we live and around the county itself. And the mom was saying how in the construction area, there's so many vans and so many cars of people that they do not recognize, because these are people who were coming from out of town to work on all these things. And then these cars are like driving up and down the streets. And when they see somebody, they're like doing that cat call thing, like, hey, mommy, blah, 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 whatever, however you cat call. I don't know. I'm not a dude. I don't know how it works. I mean, I've been cat called like once or twice, but normally it's like, hey, you, get out of my way. And I don't know if that's a cat call or more of a whatever. So anyway, she was saying how there's a lot of different people around right now, and because of all the construction. And it got me thinking about all this. Like, we have had, what's today, Wednesday? I swear since Sunday, our phones have gone off 3 times with Amber Alerts. None of them for our county, but all 3 of them in Florida. There have been 3 Amber Alerts in the last couple days. I'm sure there's been more across like the country and stuff like that. But I was telling the kid, I was like, you know, you're lucky that I'm a paranoid parent, because I don't ask her to walk the dog anymore. Like it used to be, hey, it's daytime, go walk your dog. He needs to poop, he needs to pee. It's your responsibility. You wanted a dog, you have to take care of him. While you're in school, your dad and I take care of him. At night when it's dark, your dad and I take care of him. In the morning, when you get up, I have already walked him so that you can get ready for school. Like you literally only have to walk him when you get home from school. Well, now with everything, with all the construction and everything that's going on, with the fact that a lot of people use our apartment complex as a cut through from point A to point B when there's traffic in places, I'm like, no, you don't need to walk the dog anymore. All you gotta do is feed him. Feed the dog, get him water, clean your room, rub my shoulders. Like, so that's what she does. I get a back rub like a couple times a week, which is lovely. I love her, she's great. Plus she likes to do like hand rubs and stuff and feet rub, because she likes how they do it at like the nail salons, and she wants to like practice it. And I'm like, I will always be a guinea pig for a hair brushing, a back rubbing, foot rub, anything else. She wants to do my makeup, and I'm like, okay, I don't really know what we're gonna do with that, but knock yourself out. So one day she's probably gonna do that. But anyway, the whole thing that got me thinking about was how many, when I was younger, I wouldn't consider myself like a latchkey kid, but I rode the bus home, and hiccups, and I went inside by myself in like 7th grade. I don't think I did it in 6th grade. Did I do it in 6th grade? Maybe, I don't remember. I know in elementary school, I took a bus to a daycare after school because my mom worked in downtown Atlanta. We lived in Gwinnett County. It's a 30-minute difference. And I would go to daycare, and if she couldn't get there in time, I'd go home with one of one of the daycare workers, and she would fix me dinner. My mom would come pick me up. Sometimes she'd pick me up from school and we'd go all the way back downtown to work because she needed to get stuff done, and I would do my homework there. But when I did start going home by myself, it was one of those things of, I had to let her know the second I was in the house. I had to call her and say, I'm inside, you know, whatever else. And I see so many kids, especially where we live, so many kids that are walking all over the place, like over by the shopping area, over down to the beach. They're just by themselves. And I'm like, it's hard for me as a parent to be that cavalier with freedom. And I don't know if that makes me sound like a helicopter parent. I don't honestly give a shit if it does, because I care more about her safety than how people view me. The people who care about what people think of how they parent, I don't understand that. But, and I'm going to sit here and talk about people and how they parent, but it doesn't mean that they should change what they do because I don't understand it or whatever. It's going to be the same way. People are going to look at me and not understand the way I do things or why I do the things I do. And it's perfectly okay. I think it's different person to person and child to child. I think it's different when it comes to kids. Some of my daughter's friends, they're probably allowed to do almost anything they want, but they're also more mentally grown, I would say, because maybe they are latchkey kids or because they have a bunch of siblings and so they've grown up faster because of siblings. Mine's an only child. I'm not letting her walk anywhere without me, or at least a group of people. She's not going from point A to point A.2 without and I have her on tracking. I got her on Life 360. Her, the man, and myself, we're on Life 360. I have it so it checks in the second she's in school, and if she walks out of school, it lets me know. I have it so it checks in whenever we get to the shopping center that we like to go to. That way, if she is walking around with friends, if for any reason they decide to step foot off of a sidewalk, it's going to ping me and let me know that they decided they were going to try to leave, you know, the shopping center, which they never would because they're not morons. If they were, my child wouldn't hang out with them. And then I have it so that it lets us know when we're home and if anybody leaves or anything like that, especially when the man and I go out and the kid gets her few minutes of, you know, solo time at the apartment. And I was thinking about that earlier. She's 14. And this is the first year we've let her ever stay by herself. And it's not because we don't want to hang out with her, but I'm like, she's going to be driving in a year and a half, if even that. She has to learn some sort of responsibility to be by herself, to make sure she's still taking care of everything, that she can feed herself without using that stove or that oven. Don't do it. You can microwave something, you can eat some cereal. Do not use the stove or the oven while we're gone, just because we are in an apartment complex. Heaven forbid you do something wrong and we come back and we've got the entire fire department here because you've burnt the place down. That's not going to go over well. So we let her have time here, and then she'll text me back and forth. We'll go back and forth. We've been gone from 30 minutes to maybe 2 hours, but it's never at night. Generally, maybe once or twice if we haven't made it home before the sun has gone down. But generally speaking, it's a daytime thing because she has to learn a little bit of independence, and to be by herself like this. I also have to learn to let her go just a little bit so that when she is 16 and wants to go do things, I can be a little less worried about her. Man, my nose itches. I wonder if that got some of that powder in my nose. That sounds wrong. I meant the makeup stuff, y'all. It makes my nose itch. Anyway, the whole conversation with the lady yesterday made me think about it because there've been missing kids. There's been, murders of people. The 22-year-old who was murdered while jogging at UGA. I mean, her parents, send her off to college. She's old enough. She's 22 years old. She's old enough to be off by herself and doing whatever. And then this horrific thing happens. 18-year-old was just killed in a car crash in Atlanta. And it's so many young kids these days are having, I don't want to say bad things happen to them, but that is technically what it is. So my kid is fully aware that I'm going to be on her like white on rice, basically, when I can be, because I want to ensure her safety. And as she gets older, obviously I can't always do that. I can't be up her butt all the time. I'm not going to make her, let me know every single thing she's doing, but I need to know, generally speaking, that she's going to be safe and that she's good or whatever else. But the lady when her daughter called her yesterday, the mom was extremely calm. And I'm thinking to myself, I would have been like, hang up, call 911 right now. Put me on hold, call 911. You know what? Let's do a three-way call. You stay there. I'll find a way to call 911. We'll tag team with 911. I would have been flipping out. I would have been like, okay, well, there's 2 nails that are done. That's good. I'm heading home now, because I would have been too worried. But again, mine's 14, hers is 20. So I guess that's why. I don't know. It's just, it's a weird, I would say it's a weird time to be living in as a parent, especially because we talk about social media, especially with social media and that whole shit show of, you know, all kinds of stuff happening over on social media, but also with people doing worse things these days and kids thinking they're more grown than they really are and thinking they can do more than they really should. Like, it's a whole just cluster. Y'all know what the f is, but it's just a whole thing. So I told my kid about what happened. I relayed the entire conversation of the black car and her walking the dog and whatever else. And my kid was like, yeah, I really shouldn't walk the dog then. You don't want me to get abducted. And I'm like, no, I don't. She goes, cool, I'm going to go to my room then. Can you walk Max? Because she's a smart ass. I don't know where she gets it from. I have no clue. Anyway, so I'm sharing this with you guys because 20 years old or not, it was a child who was scared. And the first thing she did was call her mom, which says to me she has a great relationship with her mom, that the first thing she did was call her mom, which I thought was great. But also, our kids are never too old to be scared and never too old to need their parents. So that's just a thing. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys about that because it was concerning while sitting there, like trying to get my nails done and, you know, heart racing at the same time as this lady. It was an interesting nail appointment. Totally off topic, but did you hear about the first restaurant to open on the moon? It had great food, but no atmosphere. Yeah, you see what I did there? Yeah. Hold on. What do dentists call their x-rays? Toothpicks. Like a toothpick, not like, you know, tooth. Anyway, that one's cheesy. Anyway, do you want to hear a construction joke? Sorry, I'm still working on it. That one was good. I like that one. Let's see. Why do ducks have feathers? No? I'll tell you. To cover their butt quacks. That one's cute. I like that one. All right, what's the difference on this one? What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One is really heavy and the other's a little lighter. Get it? That one's funny. I think it was funny. What does a nosy pepper do? It gets jalapeno business. Like all up in your business, but it's jalapeno business. You know what? Those aren't even that funny, so never mind. I won't even do anymore. We're done. We're done. You're done. So I went to Target yesterday, y'all. I'm still constantly messing with different makeups, trying to see what's the best. The Il Maquillage one that I got, I really, really like. But and it's medium coverage, but some days I want something even thinner than that. What I normally use is this. This is my normal, right? This CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless thing, because it's got the lotion and the stuff mixed together and it goes on really thin. Again, not wearing it today, I'm just wearing the powder. But this is one of my absolute favorites, right? And then I saw whatever the hell this is and I was like, well, I must try it. Because at first I was like, oh no, they've gone bad. Ugh, like it looks really gross. Can y'all see that? Like it looks disgusting. I thought it was broken. And then I was like, who put like kernels in there? Is this like baby popcorn? Like what is this? So this new thing is the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. I don't know what this is. 0.5% Bacachol. This is how I pronounce things. I don't know what that is. Hydro Fresh Tint. I don't know what it is and I haven't even opened it. It's still got the tape on it. Oh, we'll tape twist it off really quickly. But I want to try it. Let's do it on my hand. Okay, so we're going to see what this does because I wonder if it comes out like the little, I'm assuming that the little pebbles looking, little pebble looking things come out. That looks like oil and whatever. It's supposed to be a tint. Oh, I guess you guys can see that. I'm not flicking you off, I promise. It just happens to be. This looks like it would suck on your face. I'm not even going to lie. Does that cover? No. I don't know what's happening here, but I don't love it. I wanted to try this and I didn't want to try it on my face first because my face is naturally oily. This looks like it would just make it way worse, but it does give it a little bit of color. You guys can see that, right? This is probably not the best way to do this, but look how, maybe it's because it's my hand. Maybe that's why it looks all like wet and wonky. Never mind. But it turns into foundation-y stuff, obviously, but I don't love how oily it seems. Maybe it's because obviously it's like liquidy inside with like where are we at? Liquidy inside, you guys can see the movement there from the inside. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to put this on my face tomorrow and figure it out. Ew, paper towel, where are you? So for those of you who have seen that and were curious about it, that's what it looks like. And when you wipe it off, it looks like I wiped my butt. That's not, whatever. The color's not bad. And I wiped off my hand pretty well and off my finger. So that's a plus. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to share it with you guys in case y'all had contemplated possibly getting some CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. I don't think I like it. I like my normal, this one here. But my face is at that weird spot where it doesn't know what color to be, because I've been in the sun like 3 days for short periods of time when we've gone to the beach. But my neck clearly hasn't made it in there. I don't know why my neck refuses to get any kind of color. And then, you know, with spring coming in, I'm going to be out in the sun. So now I'm in that weird transition, if you will, that transitional phase of not knowing what the hell to put on my face. So I'm just going to have to stick with mostly lotion and sometimes some powder, maybe some mixing of these things if necessary. Being a woman is difficult, man. The man didn't have to do any of that. He got up this morning, he put some lotion on his hands and his face, and he was done. And I was like, please hold. I need to pluck things. I need to brush my teeth. I need to try to make my eyebrows look whatever. I need to wash my face. I need to put some lotion on. I need to put some powder on. I need to, just so much stuff. And guys are like, scratch the butt cracks and they're ready to go. Lame. They suck. Whatever. Anyway, that's all, you guys. So side note also, that makeup thing costs $15.99. Well, that's $15.99 I'm gonna get returned to me because I'm gonna take it back. Yes, I am. Because I don't like it. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna try it on my face tomorrow first. And then if I don't like it, I'm gonna take it back. It just seems so oily. I don't even know why. Let me see what it says. Hold on, let me use my mom eyes. Simply Ageless Skin Perfection Essence. Skincare plus makeup hybrid with micro droplet technology. Pigmented capsules blend easily to distribute an even tint and improve tone. Complexion looks plump, refreshed, and more youthful. Clean and vegan formula, dermatologically tested. That's a very hard word to say. I don't know why. So I still don't love it though. It feels very oily. Anyway, I'm gonna try it again tomorrow on my face and see what happens. I'll let you guys know, or I'll show you. Show you. Sorry, I forgot to talk. So that's that. I just want to tell you guys about the thing at the nail salon yesterday, because I think it's important and imperative to remember to pay attention to your surroundings. Ladies, fellas too, guys get abducted all the time also. It's not just the women. But pay attention to your surroundings. If you see a car go by you too many times, just pay attention to it. Maybe take a picture, get a license plate, maybe call 911 if necessary, and talk to your kids and grandkids and nephews and nieces and neighbors' kids, friends' kids, whatever, about making sure they're paying attention also. Because a lot of kids these days, or any day probably, don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. And the next thing you know, it's too late. So have the conversations. They're difficult conversations. It kind of, you know, opens the kids' eyes to the shittiness of the world in the areas that are pretty crappy. But it's better that they have an idea than be blindsided in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. So that's all. I love you. I didn't have any like super funny whatevers today. I feel like a letdown when I don't have super funny things for y'all. Was there anything funny today? Oh, well, the one funny thing was I went to the gym this morning, and every time I stood up, I left so much like butt crack, vaginal crack, ew, that sounds gross, sweat things on the seats, and I'm like, don't judge me. This means I'm working out hard. And then I'd wipe the seat off as fast as humanly possible, but it's still, I mean, we know it happened. It happens. It's fine. It's not a big deal. My legs aren't going to work tomorrow either, by the way. So tomorrow, if the video is me sitting down, it's because leg day today kicked my ass. There's that. All right, SquirrelTribe. That's all. I love y'all. Have a fabulous rest of your hump day, my dudes. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.